Broadcasting live from an Airstream somewhere in Tornado Alley, bringing you the people, places, and stories from the Panhandle to the Red River. This is your Only in Oklahoma show.
And welcome to the show. Today, New Year's Day, we've got tons of questions. Why are you eating black-eyed peas? Arguably the worst bean. Is it a bean or is it a pea? It looks more like a pea bean. Bean. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. It's a hybrid vegetable that's supposed to bring you good luck. I don't know if it does or not, but I've got questions. But you know what else? Who else has questions? People across America ask Google questions about Oklahoma. Today we're going to dispel all of the rumors about what people think about Oklahoma. I'm Brett.
And I am Harley.
It is staggering. You know, we went over the number of questions that people ask. I've asked, you go into Google and you start to ask it questions, and 9 times out of 10, it already knows what you're going to say, and you see below it all these even more outlandish questions about snow cones than you were going to ask, or whatever. It's staggering the amount of people that know nothing about Oklahoma.
It's staggering the amount of people that know nothing about anything.
Well, I mean...
We're going to get to the list, the popular questions that people ask Google about Oklahomans. We're going to get to that.
Yeah.
But before we do that,
sure,
we did release a show on Christmas Day.
We did.
Which was a revisit.
A revisit.
Of a classic story.
Right.
Read by our own Brett Manzer.
Yes.
I think commonly known as 'Twas the Night Before Christmas.
That's what it's most commonly known as, or technically, if you want to get technical about it, a visit from St. Nicholas. Both answers are right. I think on Jeopardy, you get it. You're probably more likely to get it right with a visit from St. Nicholas, but I think both of them will get you to Final Jeopardy.
Well, did St. Nicholas
bring
you everything that you wanted for Christmas?
Yes. Socks and underwear.
I think that...
And the creator on DVD. So, I'm happy.
I was happy with my Christmas haul as well.
I
didn't get enough socks and underwear, though. I'm jealous.
It's the first year I actually got what I asked for from Santa. And the brand that I asked for. You know what I mean? Growing up, I remember going through the catalog knowing damn good and well I wasn't going to get any of it. But by God, Santa would know exactly... I knew what model numbers were before I ever worked in retail. I would go through the catalog and go...
The JCPenney catalog?
The JCPenney... That was the thing. When when the JCPenney catalog showed up, hold the phone. And my mom, don't tear it up. I mean, I got the lecture, the service merchandise. But anyway, I would go through it line by line. It would be I've never been focused on any single piece of homework in my entire life. But the Santa Claus list was a big deal. And I would go... Now, they have this one, Santa, but remember, I don't want that one. I want this one. And I'd be really specific about that model or model number. It was crazy. Who would have thought? It would have garnered me the ability to actually get Champion underwear and Nike socks.
You know, the sad thing is now that list still exists, but it's Amazon.com and it's 550 million different items.
I don't like it. I don't like technology is
all of the options.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no magic anymore, man.
Well, speaking of huge conglomerates that know way too much about us,
what?
We do have some questions that we got from Google.
Yeah.
That people ask about Oklahoma.
This is going to be fun.
So originally I found this list because I saw a list of things in Oklahoma that people Google.
Yeah.
They put out a list every year. This is the most Googled stuff from people in Oklahoma.
Right.
And I was like, what do people say about Oklahoma
right.
on Google? So I went and looked, and we have a list of questions, and I think we'll try to answer them to the best of our ability.
To the best. But I have a question. I wonder if there are other states that experience the same amount of curiosity.
I don't know.
I'm looking at is pizza from New York City? I mean, I don't know. What do other states experience? And maybe we can get those answers later on, but Oklahoma seems to be a target for a lot of people's curiosity.
Yes.
Thanks to Killers of the Flower Moon and Tulsa King.
That is the current hot thing,
right.
The current hotness. I agree. So let's start off with what kind of accent do people from Oklahoma have? is a frequently asked question on Google.
So I've had friends that were from New York that will tell me I have an accent.
Yes.
And I'll be honest, the voice I'm giving you now is me trying to really hard to not be from Oklahoma. You know, I try to be as universal as possible. But people from back east, people from up north, people from the upper Midwest, people from California, they all seem to notice an accent. Has anybody ever said that you have an accent?
For the longest time, and it's probably because I didn't move here until I was 9, but for the longest time, people said that I didn't have an accent. Mm-hmm. But I think as I get older, I notice it.
And see, I don't know. What's funny is I notice a Texas accent right off the bat, or any type of a southern accent, Georgia, Kentucky, things like that.
Like the deep south accent.
And that's another.
I think that's probably because it's different from ours, so we don't notice ours as much.
It's a different vernacular.
But I would say southern Midwest accent is probably about what we have.
Right. If you ask AI to create a southern Midwestern accent, it would probably sound like more. It probably sound like me, according to somebody from New York.
So I don't know. I think that's the answer.
Yeah.
South, Midwest.
Yeah.
Next question. How do you stand the heat in Oklahoma?
Well, if you can't stand the heat, get the hell out of the kitchen is what they would tell you.
Like everybody else. Air conditioner, water.
Bitch about it the entire
ice,
time.
Bitch about it a lot.
Yeah.
Say it's not the heat, it's the humidity.
Right? Which, in other parts of the country, they go, there ain't nothing yet. There's some points of contention on that statement, though. It's just hot. Humidity or not, it's hot. But But I've been in Vegas when it was 112. There is a different heat to it.
I mean, I know technically we're in the wrong part of the year to talk about heat, but honestly, like Oklahoma could have the tagline of like endless summer.
Oh yeah,
because it's hot a lot in Oklahoma.
Hell, we were in the heart of the Dust Bowl. They had some 112, 130. I mean, the heat we're having now is nothing close to what they were having 100 years ago. At times, we go through pockets, we go through stages. El Nino. There's probably some climate change people out there that want to argue that, but I hate the heat. I'm loving this cold snap we've got right now, which I hope it sticks around. But
it's too cold for me.
I don't like the heat. How do you handle the heat? You just handle it.
Turn the AC down in your truck. Apparently,
that's it.
So next question on the list. Does everybody in Oklahoma drive a truck?
You know what? That would be an interesting... I don't know that anybody's done the research on that. I don't think... Is there any quantitative data that we could come up with? And let's be real. Do people use trucks for what they're intended for? Really?
I think a lot of people do. I think, if you're going to be honest about this question, no, not everybody in Oklahoma drives a truck.
Right.
But I think everybody from Oklahoma wants to drive a truck.
And everybody that has a truck has lent their truck out numerous times and wishes that their friend would buy a truck.
So they wouldn't have to move stuff for them. Yeah, that's...
Right. Yeah. This is what I don't understand about trucks. If you want to make an SUV, make an SUV. Give me a full-size bed on a truck. A 6-foot bed on a truck is not enough to haul most things with. You're literally requiring me to either tie it down or bring a trailer. I don't need 4 doors on a truck. If you're going to give me 4 doors on a truck, give me a long bed. They've gutted the truck. The truck is a ghost of its former self. They're not as utilitarian as they used to be.
No, if I agree with you at all. Other than the fact that a short bed pickup doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. They're just not as, I don't know, trucks are too pretty now. They make trucks, they're way too expensive.
Oh yeah.
It's ridiculous. I mean, you got a steal on your truck.
Oh, yeah.
But you've had to put a little money into it, too, right? No more than the average, probably. But for what you're paying, it's not, they don't build them like they used to.
Yeah, I'm thinking most trucks, like on the lot, they start at about $75 billion now.
It's stupid how much they are.
Yeah, I don't get it. Not everybody in Oklahoma drives trucks, and we all pretty much want.
Yeah.
If you don't have a truck, you probably want one.
I want one.
But you can't afford the gas, or...
I've got to be able to hold 12 kids.
Or you have an issue like that, yeah.
Right.
Next up on the list, why is everyone in Oklahoma obsessed with college football?
college football, in my opinion, my experience, I don't know if there's a cash crop bigger than NCAA sports in the state of Oklahoma. With Oklahoma State and Oklahoma, two powerhouses. Man, it's a good place to be if you live north of 35, or not north of 35, north of 44 or 40, and north of the Red River. You're in good shape. It's a big deal. It's big money. I mean, Jiminy Christmas drive through OU's campus since you've lived in. It doesn't even look like, it doesn't look the same. It's like it's like an ecosystem in Norman. Stillwater's the same way.
Yeah, I don't know why everyone is upset. There is an obsession with college football.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but I don't think it's limited to Oklahoma.
No, I don't think so either. I mean, every OU game, home game, at least 82,000. They break an attendance record every game, so at least 82,000 people show up to the games, not including who watches it at home, and the same goes for OSU fans. It's kind of just embedded in the culture here. Again, it's big in Texas. It's big, and Texas has more than one major college in Texas that competes for something every year. I just think you hear about it. I mean, I guess it's no matter where you are. If you're in the northern region, you're going to hear more about whatever, Michigan, or it's everywhere. Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, I don't think it's, and I think in comparison to some, we're probably not as obsessed as other college towns or states or anything like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
what do I know?
I don't think it's specific to Oklahoma, but
right.
I think that when it comes to sports, I think in general we prefer a more local team to root for.
Yeah,
and you don't get much more local than the schools in and around your state.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people that could care less about football. I know a lot of people that will only watch football certain times of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are literally seasonal sports fans. Like me, I'm really just a college football fan because I don't have time to watch 120 baseball games. But and I think people are just like, they root for one when the other one's not playing. I mean, there's just a combination of different types of sports fans and non-sports fans. But I think if you're a sports fan in general, you name it, you can watch it here.
I would say that we're just as big a fan as a group of high school sports as we are college sports.
Yeah, you can go and look at some of the stadiums throughout the state, and go, they don't have a stop sign downtown, but they got a freaking $2.2 million stadium just up the road.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so next up on the list,
I can't even believe this.
Do you know any Indians?
How do you even answer that?
I'm going to answer this.
Okay.
Yes, I do. One of them's sitting across the desk from me right now.
Right.
There is. Yeah, I think.
I know a cluster of them in Tulsa, Oklahoma that I call family too.
I think statistically, demographically speaking, it's about 10% of the population of Oklahoma are Native American to a degree.
We might have to go in and put an asterisk here, but I think there's research that's been done. There are more Native Americans, I want to say, in the state of Oklahoma, tribes and members included, than any other state in the United States.
Yes.
I think, as a matter of fact, I think we've even done...
We've talked about
that. So I would say 1 in 3 people. I'm terrible at statistics. I'm not going to say 3 out of 5. I'm not going to say 82%. But I don't know the math on 1 in 3. But I think 1 in 3 people know an Indian.
I think everybody knows an Indian.
1 in 1 person.
I think everybody in the state of Oklahoma knows somebody that is Native American for sure.
Oh, I mean, without a doubt.
So that's not 1 in 3.
Okay.
Or 33%. All right, next question. Does everybody in Oklahoma wear cowboy boots and talk with a southern drawl?
Now, southern drawl, when I think of a southern drawl,
you think Louisiana.
I think Louisiana, or I say what I say, boy. I think of Foghorn Leghorn when I think of the southern drawl.
Yeah.
Cowboy boots?
There are a lot of cowboy boots in Oklahoma. Not everybody wears them.
It's funny you bring it up. When we talk about...
Dude, if you say something to me about cowboy boot themed Crocs,
No.
I'm banning you from the show.
No. Okay. Cowboy boots are the Jeep of footwear. Tell you why. People that own Jeeps that aren't dirty, they don't use them as a toy. They don't use them to rock climb with. They just use them to go to soccer practice with. Do you really own a Jeep? Cowboy boots. Let's be real. The heel is on there to hold them in the stirrups. Is that correct? That is what they were designed to do. Correct? To help you stay in the stirrups of a horse. Mm-hmm. I disagree with people that wear cowboy boots that have soft hands, man. I mean, cowboy boots shouldn't be stylish. They are? They shouldn't be. And I don't own a pair because I don't deserve to. I ain't got no business wearing no goddamn pair. I don't. It's a rite of passage.
I'm not a big cowboy boot person.
Right.
But I see the appeal.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not my thing. It doesn't fit with my aesthetic.
I feel like if you wear cowboy boots and you're not open carry, you're not a cowboy. Cowboy boots, the new apparel of open carry in Oklahoma.
As far as the Southern drawl thing goes, we pretty much all have a...
When I think of drawl, though...
You can think whatever you want, but what they're talking about is an accent related to the Midwest, the South Midwest. Yes, we speak with a drawl.
Okay, I need to know what we need to maybe research the difference in it's called a diphthong and a drawl. Diphthong is a little bit more just kind of like this. That's a diphthong.
Yes, but this is in reference to what people
Google. I know.
People Googling stuff. The majority of people that use Google are not the sharpest knives in the drawer. If you Google things like, is everybody in Oklahoma obsessed with college football? You may not be a
redneck.
You may not be the brightest fork in the shed.
Oh, God.
So, again, it's what they're talking about. Yes, we do speak with an accent. No, we don't all wear cowboy boots.
Fair.
Next question. What are people from Oklahoma like?
Well, depending on what list you're looking at. I mean, and we've talked about them here. The proof is in the research. We're one of the friendliest. Aren't we in like top 5 friendliest places to visit?
I would say, for the most part, Oklahomans friendly. We like fast food way too damn much.
We're fat. We're friendly. We're sassy.
We are sassy.
Our education system.
Polite.
We're too accommodating.
I don't know if we're too accommodating.
You don't think so?
We're overly polite and we have manners.
Yeah, that's true.
We say please. We say thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
So if that rubs you the wrong way, you're probably not.
Hell, I hold the door even when it's automatic. I don't know how to not be nice. You know what? I wave the door open and let somebody go ahead of me. That's how nice I am, because I'm Oklahoma.
Did you just try to go into a little bit of Matthew McConaughey there?
You bet. All right. I'm going to let you go ahead and go.
So, I don't know. Does that cover it?
I mean, we're Oklahomans. What are we like? We're eccentric. We're loud. We're boisterous. We're sweet. We're kind. We're sweet. We're sour.
We're just like
we're just like
place. I mean, we have our own leanings, but at the end of the day, it's a mixed bag everywhere you go.
I've never said, "Hey, get the fuck out of here." I've never said that to somebody here in Oklahoma.
Yeah, but I bet you could find a person in Oklahoma that says something like that.
Yeah,
as a general greeting.
Bless your heart. That's something we say.
Yeah, that's one of those things where bless your heart. If somebody says bless your heart, they don't mean bless your heart.
If I say I love you to death, if I ever say Harley, I love you to death,
which you say a lot,
be ready. The next thing is going to be, that's how I cushion the blow. Harley, I love you to death, but I really can't stand you sometimes.
Right. The bless your heart is like you're special, or that is a veiled
Yeah.
Kiss my ass.
Yeah. We're all about that passive aggressive here in the southern
But we're
Midwest.
polite about it.
Oh, we are polite about it here in the southern Midwest.
What are Oklahomans known for? We're known for a lot of stuff.
Tornadoes.
We are known for tornadoes.
Tomatoes.
We are known for astronauts.
Yes, we are.
We're known for Red Earth festivals, Native American population,
Boots and straps, cowboy hats, spurs, and a lot of guile. That's Garth Brooks.
Yeah. Speaking of that, we're known for a lot of country music artists.
Yes. Pioneer Woman.
Route 66, Pioneer Woman.
Mm-hmm.
Tulsa King.
DeCentio's Pizza.
Wind Energy. Oil and gas.
Yes.
What else? Cowboys. Cows.
Gasoline alleys downtown. Automobile alleys. We got all kinds of stuff.
We have a lot of museums.
We've got a ton of history is a big deal. Lots of museums. We've got the Thunder. What else?
I don't know.
Redbone Indian tacos. We're known for those.
You're just doing a lot of name dropping right now.
I am. We're also known for...
Next up on the list. What food is unique to Oklahoma?
That's a tough one.
I don't know unique, but I would say...
Hold
on. Barbecue. I think our barbecue is unique. I think you get something... You go to Texas...
It's different.
You get something different. You go to Kansas, you get something different.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say our barbecue is unique. I think if I'm interpreting the question right, what would people come to Oklahoma for? Chicken fried steak has got to be on the list.
You know what? I don't know. It's a tough one to answer because I think you almost have to do it by not just any chicken fried steak. Well,
I think the reason everybody does a chicken fried steak is because Oklahomans like chicken fried steak. So people coming to Oklahoma, you can expect to find some chicken fried steak.
But again, would you call on the oracle that is Google and go best place to eat chicken fried steak in Oklahoma when I get there?
You're going to end up getting something you don't really like because you can't trust Google.
I think it also, not all chicken fried steaks are created equal. We know some places that laud themselves as the best chicken fried steak in the state.
I think there is a sign manufacturer somewhere out there that needs to be taken to court for selling those signs that say best chicken fried steak or best coffee. Like you can't be selling that to every other guy that comes in looking for a sign.
And we're the best one in the state within a 20-mile radius.
We're the best one in the state of this building.
The State of the Union City.
I don't know if there's a unique food, though.
I don't either. I think it comes down to where your favorite place to go get that food is.
So that leads right into the next question, though.
Yeah.
Is there anything that Oklahomans won't deep fry? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think there's somebody somewhere in this state that will drop just about anything into a boiling vat of grease,
and someone will
crisp
eat
it up, and somebody will eat it.
When I heard in the last decade they were deep frying two of the most meltable food products and serving it to people. When they were deep frying butter and deep frying ice cream, I was like, that's it. You've hit the next to deep frying water. There's not much else what's left.
When I was going to school at OU, I had one of my part-time jobs was working at El Chico
at the mall,
Mexican restaurant at the mall in Norman, Oklahoma, and one of the desserts that everybody requested when they came in was deep fried ice cream. It was cinnamon ice cream with, I'm pretty sure, cornflakes, like batter dipped and rolled in cornflakes and deep fried.
I believe it or not, I don't like a bunch of deep fried. My weakness isn't deep fried stuff. It's candy. I'll tell you right now. My weakness is candy and donuts. I don't like my Twinkie deep fried. I don't like my Snickers deep fried.
No, I'm not a big deep fried fan either, but I think in Oklahoma there's not a whole lot though.
Nope.
Maybe soup. Anybody ever deep fried soup?
I mean,
that may be the only thing that we had never deep fried. Honestly, I can't think of anything else.
Right.
Next up on the list, do Oklahomans know how to drive in the snow? No, absolutely not. We do not know how to drive in the snow.
And even when we think it's gonna snow. We stop learning how. When it rains, we can't drive in the rain.
Yeah, I'm going to say, as a general rule, as soon as snowflakes hit a road in Oklahoma, it's pretty much the apocalypse.
Do you remember when they coined it snowpocalypse back in 2008-9 when it shut down? There were cars that were just stranded, abandoned on the highways, and it crippled us for I don't know how long. I was getting married around that time, which probably explains why it happened, in hindsight. But had we not learned anything since then? And then 3 or 4 years ago when we had that, whatever the hell that was, when the Arctic dumped Siberia all over Oklahoma, I can drive in it. I learned how to drive in that.
I can drive in it, but I blame it on my northern roots.
Oh, yeah.
Like, honestly, I don't know why, but we cannot. Say, here's the thing. Mike Morgan comes on the radio, or comes on the television, and says there's going to be snow tomorrow. Here's 2 things that you can be 100% positive of. There will be no milk and bread in the grocery stores, like, immediately.
Oh, yeah.
And there are going to be 750,000 fender benders in the state of Oklahoma tomorrow.
Yeah, I was talking about this the other day with somebody, I can't remember who it was. I said the only reason for an accident without any snow or water on the road is not paying attention. And that's the other thing that we don't do very well is you give us any elements whatsoever on the road mixed with being constantly distracted by something in our hands or something on our dashboard. People lose their damn minds, dude.
I think part of the problem is a little bit of bravado. You have all of the alpha males in Oklahoma. When it snows, they're like, "Oh, hey, just a little bit of, get it in. Drop it into 4 low, you're fine."
Right.
Dropping it into 4 low is fine until you're going 70 miles an hour on the surface streets and trying to stop at a stop sign 15 feet away. It doesn't work.
Right. It doesn't add up.
So again, we do not know. Somebody help us.
Right.
Next up on the list, why do Texans hate Oklahomans / why do Oklahomans hate Texans?
Because of football.
Yeah, I'm going to say this is a college football thing.
That's all there is to it. I hate Texas because of football, but I really hate it because of the highways and byways. It's that place. I hate driving in Texas with a passion. It's a freaking mess, dude. But yeah, it's football. Football.
I think it's football. I think for the most part, if you ask most Texans, they'll say Oklahoma is basically a suburb of Texas.
Oh, yeah.
And if you ask most Oklahomans, they'll say that Texas is southern Oklahoma.
Yeah. Oh, all day long.
Really, it just boils down to what color you're wearing on Saturday for the game.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I think that's it.
Yep.
Next up on the list, is red dirt really red? Yes,
yeah,
it
really is. No.
Do I know why? No, not right offhand.
But I will tell you this, that it's a winery's dream soil. Grapes do really well here.
But it stains everything.
Everything.
Here's the thing. As an Oklahoman, I cannot buy shoes that have white soles.
Nope. You can't.
Because they will not be white soles after a stroll through anywhere in Oklahoma.
And buyer beware, if you buy a brand new, cool-looking, light-colored swimsuit, because the family's going to Lake Thunderbird,
it will be a shade of red.
It'll be a shade of red and ruined. You can't get it out. There's no, we'll just we'll soak it in OxyClean and rub it down with a stain stick. No, you're going to have to rub it down in the fire pit because it's done.
Yeah. Honestly, I think a lot of colors could just be not sold in Oklahoma and would save the overall economy billions of dollars.
Billions and gajillions of dollars.
So next up on the list, why are there so many tornadoes in Oklahoma?
That's a science lesson. I'm not prepared unless you're prepared.
Sure. You have the hot, warm wind from the Gulf of Mexico going north and the cold, wet wind from Canada coming south, and Oklahoma is right in the middle of that.
Hence, Tornado Alley.
Yes. Next question. Have you ever been in a tornado? Yes, I have.
I have not. I remember, it's funny you say in one. Are you referring to the time where you were headed home from work in the Honda
Yes.
and had to pull over on the side of the road?
One of the times.
Wow.
I've had tornado damage. There was a time when my first daughter was 6 weeks old, and I had to drive home, and I literally had to drive 75 miles out of the way because all of the roads leading towards my house had telephone poles down on them.
Yeah, that's back when you lived off of 19th.
And more. I had to drive all the way to Norman and come backwards.
That tornado narrowly missed when I lived. About that 2003 was that about 2002, 2003, or was that the 99?
That might have been the 99. That wasn't 99.
Because when the 2003 or 2 hit, I was in Vegas. Because there for a while, that whole corridor right there, Santa Fe, that was it was a magnet for tornadoes. The 0203, I was in Las Vegas when it narrowly missed my neighborhood. That's why because I lived not too far from where you all did. You guys lived in the Bear Edition, whatever it is, and I lived just north of there. But yeah, there was a span of time where I'm surprised people weren't just leaving more. Just a mass exodus.
It's weird. Moore has had multiple tornadoes just kind of blaze through there.
Yeah.
And it seems like every time a tornado comes through, Moore expands the number of houses and businesses in the area.
Right. That whole 19th Street got tore down and then it popped back up and it's twice, thrice, 4 times as many businesses as there were before. I'm like, I mean, I get what you're saying. I bet the real estate's got to be pretty cheap, but man, at the risk of it happening again, and Moore's been pretty lucky the last couple of years where everything's kind of pushing north now, in northeast and northwest. But
to answer the question, if you're talking about in the movie sense, have I ever been in a tornado where I saw the cows flying by, where I was in the center? I don't think so. I've been in a lot of situations where, like, the following day, it was like, holy crap, I was standing right there.
Yeah, I've been in some near misses, but I've been in some, I can see it over here. And
just down the road from here, there was a spot where there were multiple telephone poles that did not exist in the area that they were located in after the tornado, like, had speared the ground, telephone poles.
Wow.
From miles away.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, it's scary. But everybody's got something weird, scary like that. Next up on the list, have you ever been cow tipping? No, I don't think it's a thing.
I really don't think it is.
I think it's a Hollywood thing.
It's a Hollywood thing, and it's definitely not a here thing.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It ain't reckless enough for us to do that.
No, honestly, I think if anybody that I know as a younger person got caught tipping a cow, I think they'd get their ass whooped.
Yeah, that's probably right. Yeah.
Somebody, like not just your parents, not just your friends, but like I think the whole town would have whooped your ass.
They whip your ass, and everybody in town's going to know you did it.
Yeah. So no, I don't think that's a thing. I think it's a movie thing. And then finally, the last question on the list: do Oklahomans marry their cousins?
I have a confession. Many years ago.
Oh my God!
No, hear me out. I don't know. When you're a kid, what do you call it when you're not? We didn't date when we were teenagers. We went steady. Was that still a thing? Okay, no, we made out. I made out with a few times a girl. Her name was Shelly, and my mom one day after her and I no longer continued to make out on a semi-regular basis. This is 1990 something. Get over it, man. I remember the first time I went to kiss her, and I was like, I got done kissing her. I was like, into wrestling at the time. I was like, the world champion of the world. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I kissed you, and now I'm a champion. I don't know what I was thinking. I was young. Anyway, my mom was like, I don't know if you know this or not, but she's basically your cousin. I said, what? You're kidding me? She goes, yeah. But it was by marriage, and it was a asterisk next to it.
If people could have only seen my face for that story,
the whole thing.
Like, I have never been so tense in my entire life.
Now, I will say real quick, and then I'll let you go. One of my earliest crushes was on my cousin Jennifer Grove. I had crushes on my other cousin a little bit, but there was something about my cousin Jennifer. We would go to Lake Texoma, and I was just like, wow, she's so beautiful. It didn't register to me that she was my cousin. But no, I never married her.
I felt like I had a really good comeback for that, and I was just going to say, no, that's Arkansas.
Right.
But apparently I'm wrong.
No, it's not.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Yeah, how many, like, what cousin, like first cousin, when is it acceptable? Does she have to be your first cousin's probably off limits?
See, here's the thing. Until you say removed
Twice
by
removed
marriage, then it's not okay.
I don't know. I mean, I
unless
do
you're
know.
right.
You're right.
But that's the whole list. What
That's
do
the
you
list.
think?
I think it's some of them are. I think they were all good questions.
I don't know.
Some of them are kind of. Come on, y'all.
Some of it is very comic-y, like
Right.
a lot of stereotypes.
Right.
But I'll be honest. When I first moved to Oklahoma, I was 9. I was not 100% sure that Oklahoma was in fact a state.
Right.
Because we were learning, U.S. history, and part of U.S. history was that Oklahoma was a territory. Like during part of the history lesson.
Right.
So I was under the impression that it was not actually a state, and then I also thought that everybody rode horses.
Oklahoma is a real
just
place.
Fell into it.
It's not just a territory, y'all.
So anyway, that is everything that we had on the Googles.
Yeah.
We're starting off the new year with a few updates.
Well, I don't know. We're trying to maybe lose a little dead weight this year on the show.
Yeah, so we're killing Brett.
We're killing me. So we've got some New Year's resolutions for the show. We're going to be trying out some new things, seeing how they fit, seeing if it's something you all might be interested in. If you guys have any ideas on some new segments you'd like us to do you like the question and answers? Do you want us to change the entire format of the show? Do you want Harley to only host the show? The only way to do that is to be engaged with us. The best way to do that is reach out to us via email, because Facebook sucks, at onlyanokshow@gmail.com. Tell us what you think. Tell us what we can do different. 2024, we're rolling. And this has been the Only an OK Show. New episodes every week. I'm Brett.
And I'm Harley, and we're out of here.
Peace.